Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys a book unhaul, my very first on this channel. I have always wondered why people did book unhauls, and that's because, you know, if you're going to buy a book, why wouldn't you read it? And some of these books I have come to realize that I will never read. And I don't feel bad about it because they were $1 each, so I'm throwing away like $5. But I'm not throwing them away, I'm giving them away. So as you can see, I'm always giving stuff away. So these books will be given away. The United States only, and the reason why that is because there is a good pile here, about 10, and I don't want to spend the money sending out books individually. In the United States, I can send a book out for $4, but if I can do it in a box, you know, I can get like more books sent out in one go. So we'll talk about that at the end of the video. So, like I said, some of these books I have not read. I am going against everything I believe in when I say I'm not going to read these. I'm always about, if you bought it, you need to read it, or at least attempt it. And with these ones, they're just too adult for me. And if you're wondering what that means, I'm not really into reading literary fiction or books that are like literary fiction because they seem to be dull and boring. Now, I know that's like super offensive to people, but I'm a girl who enjoys horror novels, okay? The campier, the better. Like, I don't mind it being super cheese fest in my horror novels. I don't want to sit down and cry when I read a book. And so some of these books I purchased because other people talked about them on BookTube and said that they were really good, because I watched the movie and I wanted to read its, you know, its book. First three here are adult books that, again, I wanted to read at the time. I found them all in my first book haul run. Not book haul, sorry. Book off. My very first time at Book Off, I found all these books and I'm like, oh, I need these books. I saw the movies and they were awesome, so I want to read the books. I'm not interested in reading the books at all. I don't know why I bought them. People say they're amazing. I know I'm not going to like it, or at least I will never ever want to pick it up because to me it doesn't seem interesting enough. First book, Atonement by Ian McEwan. I semi-despised this movie because the little girl is horrible. Horrible. And so I don't want to read about her. To me, she doesn't redeem herself at the end. It's awful. And what happens to the characters are awful. And I don't want to read an awful book, and I don't want to read a book that's going to make me cry. I know a lot of people like this book. I'm just not this kind of reader. So I don't know why I purchased it. But it was $1, so maybe somebody else will like it. The next book I have here is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. Again, another book I probably will never pick up. Again, people say that this is amazing. I actually haven't seen this movie. I don't like Reese Witherspoon, and so I just never wanted to watch it. And this is a historical fiction along with the other book. I don't know. I don't want to pick it up. I don't want to. And so it was $1. I don't care. Alright, the next book here is Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. I absolutely love this movie. I've seen it a million times. I own the movie, but I don't want to read the book. It's gorgeous. It's a hardback. Look at that. That cover is just freaking fantastic. Everything is just gorgeous. It looks like rice paper with the gold kanji on it. It's just beautiful. And it's got deckled edges, and it's a hardback, and it's just, I bought it for $1. And I love it, but I won't read it. I will never read it. It's just going to sit on my shelf forever. I figured with these books, these three at least, if I want to read them in the future. I'll just borrow them from the library. I don't need them on my shelves. They just take up space. I will never pick them up. All right. Another book that I purchased for $1. I bought it because I was going to read it for some kind of like readathon that Andy from Acella's Revenge was doing a few years back, but I'm just not interested in it. And that's The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon. And this is about two cousins who make something in New York. I don't know. I mean, it's so big, and I'm like not interested in reading it at all. And I think it has superheroes in it, and I don't like superheroes. So, I don't know. I don't want to read it. All right, so those are $4. Okay. And then I think you guys have seen this one already. This is the 8 Days to Live by Iris Johansen. This is book 10 in this ongoing crime thriller series, and so I don't want to start at 10. I know these kinds of books you can read out of order, that the main characters are just doing, each book is about a different crime, so it's not a big deal. But if I'm going to go into a series that's like 1,000,000 books long, I want to start from the beginning. I never want to start in the middle or towards the end. And so, meh. This was given to me by a coworker, so I'm not that, upset about getting rid of this book. All right. So those are the books that I have not read yet. Here are the books that I have read that I just don't want anymore. So I have Horns by Joe Hill. I got this one for $1. I actually just purchased the paperback. The hardcover is beautiful. I got it from the Dollar Tree. Look at the inside. Ooh, so awesome. But it's so big. And I've had this thing where I only ever wanted to buy hardcovers because they last longer, they're easier to manage, they stand up on their own. But paperbacks are also pretty, and I don't like this cover. It's ugly, and I want the prettier cover, which I purchased and will be getting in the mail soon. So I'm giving this one up. Next I have Wither, which is the first book in the Chemical Garden trilogy by Lauren DeStefano. I got this from a subscriber a couple years ago for my birthday. This cover is just fantastic. Look at those spines. They're so beautiful. This is a dystopian about girls and boys. They die early. Or is it just the girls? Maybe it's just the girls. I think the girls die like at 18 or something. And so they are sold off at like 13, like as soon as they get their period. So that way they can start having babies because all the girls die so quickly. And I liked it. It was a good book, but I don't think I will purchase the second and third books in this trilogy because I don't think I'll ever read it again. But I really appreciate the birthday gift, and I saved it for a really long time, but now I'm going to let it go. And again, it is gorgeous, and I really did enjoy this trilogy as a whole. All right, the next book I bought for $2, I think. Yeah, $2 at my library bookstore, and that is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. I read this book in about 24 hours. This is in perfect condition. I bought it because I thought I wanted to have it in my collection, but I actually will probably never read it again. It is a good book, though. It is an adult novel about a secret society that has a secret library and all these little ancient books and stuff along with Google stuff. If there's too many stuffs in that sentence. Anyways, I liked the secret society aspect of the book. I liked the library and the bookstore and these like secret hidden tunnel people things and whatever their society is, but I didn't like the Google part and it wasn't very interesting to me, and the girlfriend was really flaky and so she bothered me. So yeah, I don't think I'll read it again. But it was a good book as is. It was good. Am I making any sense? Whatever. All right. Down to the last couple. So I have A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. This is the first book in her quintet. Is that what they're called? Anyways, I bought this for $1 from Book Off. I read it a couple months ago with Sylvia and Penelope, and it's just not my cup of tea. I don't think I won't continue. It's not I don't think. I will. I will not continue on with the series. I did, however, really enjoy the graphic novel, and so I will be keeping that one, but I don't want this book, and so I am getting rid of it. All right, next is Good Night Sleep by Jack Fullman. This is the novelette that I told you guys about last month. This was a 2-star for me. It seemed like it was supposed to be longer. Maybe one twist would have been fine. There was just too many twists. I didn't enjoy it, and it wasn't edited. But there's just so many grammatical errors. It made me crazy. So yeah, I'm getting rid of that one. And the last 3 books are graphic novels. So in real life, I'll start with that one because it's not heavy. In Real Life, IRL by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang. I received this from First Second Publishing for free for an honest review. I don't think I will reread this. I was excited to read this at the beginning because I played World of Warcraft, which I don't do very much anymore. I'm actually going to be buying the expansion in the fall, but I took a hiatus because I was reading so much. Anyways, that's not the point of the story. The story is, it interested me because I play World of Warcraft, so I am a girl gamer, and I wanted to read about girl gaming. So this is a teenage girl who gets recruited to play video games. I don't know why she's doing it, but there was a scout at school who said they needed more girl gamers out there, and so she decided to join. But she finds out that in Asia, the people who do gold farming are really annoying, and so her job was to kill them in the game to keep them from, you know, ruining the play of everybody else. But these people are real. They're not just, you know, computer people. They're real life people, and they get paid to farm gold. And that might be their entire wage, is just to sit in a box for 24 hours a day and farm gold. And if you talk, you know, smack about their job, or you talk about it in the media, or you try to get people to realize that what they're doing in Asia is wrong by making these people work against, you know, common decency. That's not even the right word. Like, you know, it's not okay for people to work for $5 an hour for 24 hours of work. Like, that's not okay. And so this book was like an economical kind of in-your-face look at, this is what happens in other countries, and if you make a fuss about it, even though you know it's wrong, they could lose their job, and ultimately that is worse. They're worse off in that aspect than if they were just farming gold for 24 hours. Does that make sense? Ugh, I ruined it. So I won't read this again. So I'm letting you guys have it. All right. Next is Sculptor by Scott Cloud. Again, I received this for free from First Second Publishing. This is a hefty graphic novel. It is, how many pages is it? It's almost 500. It's 47. The illustrations in this novel are gorgeous. And it's about a man who decides to sell his soul to the devil in order to make art. So that way, you know, he feels like he did something in life, but then he falls in love and he kind of wants to take it back, but he can't. And so he has to deal with the repercussions of, you know, losing his life for his art. And yeah, I liked it. I like the story, but it's so big, and I don't think I'll read it again. And even though it's gorgeous, there's no reason to keep something on your shelves strictly because it is gorgeous. So let me just show you the actual book itself. It is very pretty. Now, I know I touched on the subject at the beginning, but all of these books I will be giving away to you guys. These two, because they are so heavy, I will be giving them away separately. Again, I'm only doing these in the United States because shipping costs overseas, especially for something super heavy, is outrageously expensive. I don't have the moolah for that. So I will break these books up, and then you guys can choose what you want. The next book and last book of this unhaul is Sailor Twain or The Mermaid in the Hudson by Mark Siegel. Again, this was gorgeously illustrated. There is a mermaid indented into the book, which I absolutely loved. The illustrations were beautiful, but the story itself was really boring. I like all of the illustrations that First Second Publishing puts out by all their, you know, artists and authors, but sometimes the storyline is just dull. But it was really pretty. So if you're interested, this is an adult graphic novel. This is also an adult graphic novel. So this video is way too long. Let's just get down to business. So that was my unhaul. What am I going to do with these books? It is for you guys. I will never drive down to Book Off to sell them back to get money for credit, whatever. All the books I buy at Book Off are $1 anyway, so it's not a big deal. Like I said, these two books will have to be sent out separately because they are so heavy. If you want Sailor Twain, write Sailor Twain down in the comments below. Remember, this is for the United States only. If you want Sculptor, write Sculptor down below, and I will put you, you know, in a hat like all my others. All right, I'm going to do all of these all of these books together in one go. So we have In Real Life. This was the YA graphic novel. And then we have Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, which is a adult book. And then we have a middle grade, A Wrinkle in Time, classic by Madeline L'Engle. And this horror novelette, Good Night's Sleep by Jack Fullman. Again, this is an unedited version, I believe. All right, so if you want these books, even if you don't want some of them, you have to have all of them. So if you want just one, you're getting all four. I don't care what you do with it after that. But this will be a stack on its own. And then I think I will do, let's see. I'll do these three paperbacks. So we have The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, Water for Elephants, and Atonement. This will be its own package. So just say, I don't know. Let's see. We'll do, say paperback bundle. And then I'll know that's what you're talking about. And then for this one, say historical fiction bundle, because I think all of these are historical fictions. I know these ones are, but I think this one is also a historical fiction. All right. Next, say horror, if you want horns and this thriller, crime thriller. I will send those two out on their own. And then we'll do we'll do Memoirs of a Geisha on its own because this is pretty heavy. So, you know, just say the title. And then just say Wither by Lawrence DeStefano. You don't have to say that part. Just say Wither if you want this book. Okay? Now, these are not tradeaways. These are giveaways. I don't need them. If for some reason you want to send me something, you may do so, but these aren't, it's not required. These I'm just giving to you. Let me know down below which books you want or which group of books you want, and we will do a tally of, you know, or pull the names out of the hats by let's say the 23rd, because that's when I leave to go on vacation for the summer. And then of course I will send all these out when I come back from vacation. And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.